Do you want to talk about what I said earlier about the legends of PH seems to stay longer in the pro scene?
Yeah, sure.
Because Carl T, like how long he's been in the scene, man? Since M2 was Finals MVP, and he's still here on the top.
Yeah, I think the way they make money is by winning tournaments. They get these prize pools and then they get rich. So when it comes to streaming, they don't make as much as they do and I think it's not just about money for me. I think this is something that I've seen from Indonesia's culture and Philippines culture, but they are so like Philippines. This could be a bad thing or a good thing, but in MLBB and in competitive sports, they're so proud. You know, they're so proud of themselves. But the Filipinos always think they're the best. It doesn't matter if they're the worst.
Again, we were casters of Indonesia. We don't really get to the full time to analyze what's going on in PH.
Yeah.
The only thing that I can do is probably glaze the hell out of them, right? Because Carl T, like how long he's been in the scene, man? Since M2 was. It was not the MVP of M2, right? He was
Carl?
not.
He was Finals MVP,
Okay,
yes.
he was Finals MVP, and he's still here on the top. You know, probably the best jungler in PH right now.
And he's still so young, by the way. Like we think about Carl, we think about him being like a veteran. But he could be a rookie. He could have just joined this season, and he's. I think it would still make sense if we were talking about his age.
Yeah.
He won M2 at 16, so he's what 19 now.
Yeah.
He's about to hit 20. He's about to be 20 this year, I think.
When you look at the legends of Indonesia,
they're gone. They're all gone. Rekt is a coach. I guess that's the closest thing to being competitive.
Lemons
Watt is a
gone.
coach now.
okay.
Let me see.
Do you want to talk about what I said earlier about the legends of PH seems to stay longer in the pro scene?
Yeah, sure.
than
I
the
think
legends
that's a
of
good point to talk
Indonesia.
about.
Like, what do you guys
Few
think?
is still here.
Yeah.
Flapteezy is still here. Everyone from M2.
Yeah.
Is
Almost
Ogun
everyone.
a legend?
Oh, technically M5, right? He won M5. He's still in it. I don't think he's as big of a legend as Flapteezy, Carl Teasy, or Few. But heck, even Ducky is still in.
Yeah,
Like,
Ducky.
where's Zace? Zace is no longer in MPL.
Speaking about Zace, I've actually talked about not talked about Zace, but I asked Zace about this. Like, why is PH seems a bit more competitive than Indonesia? He said that mostly because the esports culture is already built there and was the culture before MLB even begins.
They had what? They were Dota, right? Before?
Yeah.
Well, Indonesia had those too, but not to the extent
not
of
big,
the popularity of MLBB right now. So do you guys think that's the case for all of these legends retiring quite early, you know? But
No, I don't think
we're
so.
We're not taking a shot at legends of Indonesia, by the way.
we're not taking shots.
We're not
It's
doing
just
that. All right,
this
please,
is the discussion.
Please.
To be
You know,
honest, to be honest, when you're such a legend, you gain so much traction. You have so much traffic. It's much more lucrative for you to stream. It's easier for you to make money when you're at home, just streaming, compared to you having to go pro play, spin your head around the draft, performing at your best with the fans scrutinizing you.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I think legends from Indonesia, they just fall off, but they choose to just not participate anymore because they're making way more money. It's much more favorable for them, much more lucrative for them. They're not playing, but they're still retaining the same popularity and the same money as well, even greater money.
So is
way
that not
more.
possible to do in PH?
No.
No, for PH,
think-
it's not as fanatic as Indonesia are.
They don't have as many fans in the Philippines as we do here in Indo. I think in Indo we are mainstream. Like this is MLBB isn't even just like an esport. It almost feels like a real sport right now in MLBB. It feels like it's just embedded in Indonesia already.
I mean, if you talk
Celebrities
randomly,
watch,
If you're gonna go and probably ask for a go ride, your driver is probably playing is an MLB player.
I've had that experience a couple of times, and I'm an English caster, by the way. Like, if we're all English casters here, but just yesterday I was recognized in a mall. I was recognized in Gojek. So I'm an English caster. I never expect these things because like. In the Philippines, maybe I would expect it more because they are, the target audience. Usually, they are the ones watching us. But if they know the English casters, how fucking mainstream is MLBB in Indo, right? In the Philippines, it's pretty mainstream as well. I'll be honest with you. I think so, at least from what I know. But it's definitely not as big. It's not as mainstream as it is here in Indo. So when these players go and stream, they don't tune in like they do here in Indo. In Indo, these legends get fucking hundreds of thousands of live viewers, not like peak viewers, live concurrent viewers. So yeah, I agree. I think the reason MLBB legends don't stay that long in Indo is because they just have too much money. They can make so much more money as
with less stress.
Yeah, without being a professional. Meanwhile, there to really make a lot of money, you either have to be crazy entertaining as a streamer. I think we've seen that like transition from VUIs as well. They've transitioned over. A lot of their content creators aren't pro players actually. Like, I mean, Dogi isn't a pro player, right? He's Akosi
No,
Dogi.
he played in MPL.
He played in MPL, but like, you know, it's more of a gimmick. Yeah, I think the way they make money is by winning tournaments. They make like they win M Series, they win MSC, they get these prize pools, and then they get rich. That's why Flapteezy is doing a good job, Few is doing a good job. But when it comes to streaming, they don't make as much as they do. And I think it's not just about money for me. I think this is something that I've seen from Indonesia's culture and Philippines culture, but they are so like Philippines. This could be a bad thing or a good thing, but in MLBB and in competitive sports, they're so proud. You know, they're so proud of themselves, and how do they stay proud? How do they continue to like be super patriotic and like super? I'm Filipinos by winning. If they win, they're like, yeah, we're the best. We're the best in the world. This is us. We compete. We continue to compete. We're not here just for the money. We're not. And in Indo, it's more like, yeah, I love Indo. I'm an Indonesian. Oh shit, is that a stash? Is that a fucking bag of cash, brother? Let's go. You know, like, so it's different. It's different. I think the culture, the tradition, like traditionally as well, it's just a bit different there where we think of money a lot more, because I think of money a lot more. It's not, blaming Indonesia, because I think of money a lot more than, I've been offered a few times to coach, but I'm like, no, it's not enough money. Like, no.
So can we connect that to the fact that Indonesia has not been winning M Series for a long time?
Mentality. Okay, here I'll tell you something that I think is real, right? I don't know. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'll get hated if I'm wrong. But the Filipinos always think they're the best. It doesn't matter if they're the worst. It doesn't matter if they're 8th place. Like, let's say TNC, 8th place. They will still think they'll be able to beat MPL ID's number 1. They'll still be able. They'll think they're gonna beat SRG. You know what I mean? Mentality is very, very crucial, and that's me talking about the 8th place team. Imagine the 1st place team having the skills to back up what they think, to back up that mentality. In the end, competition, competitive play at the highest level, mentality is up there with your skills, maybe even more important than how good you are, right? Because how do you perform in front of a crowd of millions, in front of a crowd of 100,000s, if you don't have that mentality, if you don't have that confidence, if you don't think you're the best, you're not going to be the best.
It's not just the players, the viewers as well, right? The viewers, they have so much nationalism, I'd say, toward Philippines. You guys have been, attacked by PH fans because
I think more him and Arashi compared to me, but
because it shows how much they love the game, how much they love the teams. And here in Indonesia, it's more of us bullying other teams as well.
Each other.
Yeah, each other. Maybe I'm not trying to generalize things, but EVOS and RIQ have been going at it, the fans as well. And adding to the patriotism, when it comes to national duty, the players, they give their heart out. Winning maybe ISF, even though it was EVOS winning the
first one,
the first edition,
then Philippines, and then Malaysia.
Yeah, but SEA Games, and then you talk about the other ISFs.
Yeah,
Philippines, they put effort into it.
So is this a problem that we can fix, or do we even want to fix?
I think this problem is something that like has to be fixed. It's a long-term fix. It's not something
culture,
that you can.
Right?
Yeah,
root cause.
I don't think it starts from the root. It starts from like when they were kids. I think that kind of patriotism, that kind of mentality is built in a lot of the players and a lot of the people we see here today. When they were kids, it's very tough to just say you have to think you're the best in the world right now when clearly mental is something very hard to talk about. Like there's no way to just put an idea in someone's head. In the way that you want it. You might say that and they're like, but I'm not. But
what the fuck is that?
It's always different, and I think this is like a deep conversation that will keep on going, I think,